Hello, hello. How are we all? Have you had a good day? I've had a great day. I'm very tired, but I've had a really good day. So thank you ever so much. Huge, huge thank you to everyone. Yeah, I really appreciate all your support for the orders, but also for everybody that's jumping in the lives, people that are commenting and sharing on posts and things like that. It really is great. So thank you ever so much. I do appreciate each and every one of you because it's you guys that allow me to do this for a job. So thank you ever so much. So hello to Alison and Tracy and Vera and Caroline and Monica and Sheila. Hello, how are you all? Have you had a good day? So hello, good, whoever's just said good evening everyone. I don't know why the system, but for some people it comes up with Facebook user, so it's obviously somebody that has been on with me a few times today, so sorry. Hi Susan, how are you? It's been such a good day, so thank you so much. So as you all may know, I love scene building, so anyone, words. Whenever I design stamps, I quite often design them with scene building in mind. You had a behaviour policy training today, Alison. That sounds fun. Hi, Carol. So, yeah, that is what we are going to look at. It's Sue Nicholson. Hello, Sue. How are you? Thank you for identifying yourself. I'd much rather call you Sue than Facebook user. Okay, so I'm going to look at some of the cards that the team have given us that have built scenes, and then we're going to actually look at masking. It's not something that I do, it's something I do a lot, but not do a lot in lives or in telly because it's quite time consuming. But I'm prepped. I'm really well prepped today, so we're all good. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have a little look. So the lovely Kate has built a few scenes. So we've got this one. I am just adoring the blue mushroom. I think that is uber cool. A blue mushroom with purple spots. So she's built a little scene here, and then we've got the little parcel dude and the little envelope guy. And yeah, so she's done that. Now this is flat, so she has masked on this occasion, which is quite cool. Hello, Pauline. How are you? Good to see you. Hello, Kim. Oh my goodness, there's loads of you here. Thank you so much. So that is one of Kate's. I've got another one of Kate's here. And this is awesome. I love this one. So we've got this one here. So this one, she has done a combination of stamping out plain, and then she has decoupaged the elements. So can I, if I put it sideways, you can see she's sort of decoupaged them on. So that is really cool. And she's put loads of sparkle. Can you see that? Loads of sparkle on it. It's gorgeous. And then not only this one is just like on another level, because then it's a stepper card with more characters. How cool is that? We're not doing anything as intricate as that because I'm not that clever. You never could get round your head calling the residents in the care home where I worked using service. Never could get my head round calling the residents in the care home where I worked service users. Yeah, that does sound a bit strange. My sister used to work in a care home. Boy, her, and then you'd go out for dinner with her and her friends that worked in a care home, and there's those hilarious stories. The girls have done amazing. So this is by Shona, and this shows that scene building can be really simple. So we've got a little scene there, but look, how cute is that? So simple and so clever. So it's a similar idea. I just love that. That's adorable. So today we're going to work on masking, and we will have a go and see how we get on. And then I can always review. I've got everything that I have made for this collection over the past few videos and the lives today, and a mixed media project that will come up sometime this week. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but as yet I've not edited it because life happened. So yeah, anyway, let's get started. At first I need to do the whole weird thing with the lighting, so we'll have some dodgy lighting stuff going on, but we will get that sorted as quickly as possible. So I will swizz you around. See, it does that strange thing. There we go. All sorted. They are incredibly talented, Avira. I completely agree. Right, so I am going to pull in a piece of copier paper, and we are going to make a mask. So you can't, let's make a mask 2 ways. Let's mix it up. Hang on. I hadn't planned to do this. I'm going off piece, so it could end up a disaster. I'm just looking at the colour thinking, has that gone weird? Now, we think we have fixed the side camera problem. So hopefully we should be able to do, why is that weird? Why is the lighting weird? Sorry, I'm very distracted by the lighting. Right, anyway, I don't yet have a mask for it, so let's look at 2 ways of doing a mask. So the way I prefer to do it is I will use copier paper, and you're better to use cheap thin copier paper. I'm just going to see if I can turn, sorry, the lighting is bothering me. I'm wondering if I just, is that slightly better? I think so. Right, it's great having a technical setup, but then I get all fussy about things. You want copier paper because you want it nice and thin. So you know when you're, I've got 2 bits there. You know when you are stamping on an uneven surface, it doesn't come out very well. And so you don't want to use your good card. You want nice cheap copier paper. And then we are just going to stamp that up. Like so. You don't like being a human resource that either puts you on a par with paper clips. Pet peeve, in case you haven't guessed. Hi Tracy, we're back again. Yes, we are all good. Right, let's just give this a little stamp. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fussy cut that out. And once you have made your masks, keep them. Because what you can do is you can just keep them on the back of your stamp sets and then you've got them. So you only have to do this palaver-y bit once. It's not like you have to do this every time you want to do a masking thing. So I'm just going to very quickly cut this out. She says, I'm not worrying about getting right into the corners. It's not essential, to be honest. Right. I have lost the ability to talk, it appears. So what has everyone been up to today? I've been crafting all day. And I have packed anyone that's placed an order. Oh, I should say 2/3 of the stock of the main bundle has gone. So we still have stock in the individuals. Hello, Martin. But we've only got 2/3 left of the bundle, so the set of 4. So sorry for it all to sound salesy, but at the end of the day, I kind of need to be honest. Now we'll just get back to the fun of crafting. I have also on my Facebook page just put a list of all the things that are on offer, because I realise all the different things are on offer sort of all over the website. I couldn't quite work out a way to put them all in one place. So I've just made a list of them on Facebook in case you're interested, because I know throughout the day we've been going, oh, and this is on offer, when I've been using things, and this is on offer. So to kind of keep it all in one place, they will all be on offer until the end of the week. Probably on Friday I will end it, just purely because I'm going on holiday on Saturday. So I always get a bit worried about getting orders when I'm on holiday because it'll take me ages to fulfill them, and I like to be nice and quick. So I get that, and then we get the wrong side, and then I use this stick and spray. And the reason I like doing this way is that you get adhesion across the whole thing. You're drinking gin with a friend and craft. That sounds like my perfect night. Crafting and gin. Absolutely. That, yeah. Can I come over? That sounds like a perfect night. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry. You don't need a lot of it. And the thing about this stuff is it is repositionable. So it's perfect. So I'm just going to let that dry. So that's the reason I like to do it that way, is because because I can get adhesion across the whole lot. So the way a lot of people do it is they use a post-it note. So let's go with that. Was it in the Netherlands? Oh, I'm sure I could get a wee quick flight. Now will this stamp fit on here? And I need to make sure that it hits the sticky as well. See, this is the problem with doing it on here, right? I need to do it this way. So I'm just trying to work out which way of stamping it will give the most adhesion. We were working today between prepping food for tomorrow. What food were you prepping? Yep, we have some offers. So on offer we have the Tea Time dies, the Fluffy Hug stamp set. It's all stuff that I've used. I will review that when we go over all the stuff that I've made at the end. We also have the Winterbirds stamps because they go adorably well together. I've not done nearly enough of using them together. I think I've used them together in one card, but it's just because I've not had enough time to play. So again, because on a post-it note we have sticky, it means that we can then use it. So, oh, cutting 2 sheets here. So I'm going to say that I'm going to do a different picture to what I did earlier. I have prepped a picture, so we'll probably end up moving on to something different. But it's just watching me colour a whole scene. It could be very painful. I mean, you've all watched me colour one image and that's painful enough. So we'll not do a whole scene. But I just thought I would show you 2 ways of making a mask. And as I said, once you've done that, you don't have to do this all the time. It's going to be 25 degrees tomorrow and you're making lentil soup. Love it. I'm quite jealous though. I mean, I don't know. I've got my autumn jumpers on already. Not quite the heavyweight ones, but I've been feeling a wee chill in the air. Although my daughter does have the cold, so hopefully I'm not starting with something. I hope not. We're going away on holiday next week. Not far. Just 20 minutes, 40 minutes down the road maybe. We're going to Aviemore to celebrate my in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary. So that should be fun. Right. Sorry. Fussy cutting. Talk about watching paint dry. Okay. Sorry guys. I'd only planned to make one, which is not quite as boring as this, but hey ho. It'll be fine once we get going. It's all alright. Right. Perfecto. Right, so we have our sheet of masks. So now we just build up a scene. So the thing is, when building up a scene, is whatever image you want in the front, you need to stamp first. So I am going to try stamping this little guy out. Now this little guy isn't on the picture I've coloured, so it's definitely going to be very different. Winter woolies, it's sweltering in your attic craft room. Yeah, I used to craft in the loft. It's sweltering in my loft. It is sweltering in the loft because my the shop is in the loft. So I have been up there today. Right, so we're going to stamp this little dude down. He's so cute. Right, and then we get our little mask and we just overlay this. Now this is going to start looking like a big hot mess and you just have to trust the process. Right, let's get a slightly bigger acrylic block. Don't want one that big. Oh, there it is. I'm trying to work out where I've put it. Right. And then what should we have? I'm going to pop the mushroom behind now. Sorry, the thing's popping. Okay. I'll put the little mushroom behind. So we'll stamp this up. I wanted still to see. I still want to be able to see the post office, so I'm just going to put. Oh no, that's going to be off the page. We'll put it about there then. I'll get there in the end. Last week you were hugging a hot water bottle. Tonight you're looking for ice. Yeah. That happens here a lot. We can have all 4 seasons in one day. Right, so now I'm going to take my little... this seems to have stuck down quite well. I stuck it on a bit of paper because I was using it. But see, what you can do is when you put away your stamps, just pop it on the back of your acetate sheet like that. And then you've always got them. Okay, so let's put this down. And then let's have the little guy in the box. sitting just behind, shall we? I need to position this so that we can still see him. I don't want him disappearing completely behind the mushroom. It's too warm, still 24 degrees. You've had to shut your living room window because the neighbour's cat's trying to climb in. I don't know about feral cat. We had one snoring earlier on. So for those of you that were in earlier, we had, my cat was in the background snoring away. Right. So let's put this about here. Okay. Okay, so we've got that there. Right. Let me see. Decisions. I don't know. Yeah, we could have him in the corner there. Why not? Why not? Oops. I'm going to put him at a slight angle. I'm actually going to put him coming off the page, so I'm just going to borrow this messy sheet for a second. Here we go. Because I want him, he's got that kind of shocked expression. You're not seeing the comments on here. Yes, I am on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. Are you in the group or on my page? Sometimes the group's a little bit temperamental for some reason. Right, so we've got that, and then we could have this little mouse here. Kind of just looking up in surprise at him, because I think that's quite cute. I'm making a right mess. I've got stamps and stuff everywhere here. Now, is the popping of the camera really annoying? It seems to keep popping in and out of focus. I can try and turn autofocus off if that's just a bit annoying. Right, I'm going to just put her there. Now, I've not made a mask for her, so we'll just stamp very carefully around her. I'm just going to take this little circle so we can add like extra snowballs. I should really hit, that's very lazy. I should kind of think, yeah, that looks a bit random, but we'll make it work in a bit. Never fear. Right, let's get some last few details in. I'm just going to get a little bit of foliage. And we are building this up. It's so cute. Right. We can have some here. And as I said, it's not going to stamp over where the masks are. So we're protecting it a little bit. I'm actually going to just, let's bring this little one back, because we could make it look like there's branches of a tree up here. You've just moved to Facebook, Julia McNeil Crafts. Hope my yes, your comments are showing now. It seems to be the group. It seems to have issues with the group. I'm not sure why. I think it's like a permissions thing. Right. Oh, that looks quite cute. I'm quite happy with that. Right. So let's reveal the picture. Let's see what we've actually managed to create underneath all this nonsense. So for those of you, there's 5 of you in the group watching on the group. So if you're watching and you're struggling with comments and that, either try the Facebook page. It doesn't seem to be with everyone. You were the only one showing up as a Facebook user, Sue, so I'm sorry. I am working on trying to improve the technology, but I'm not, you know, overly tech, I was about to say, tech literate or something. What's the word? Who knows? Right, so I'm going to now take up all these masks. And we should be left with a gorgeous little scene. Now, to be honest, I much prefer this scene than the one I prepped, but there's no way I'm going to sit and colour this with you all because we would literally be here till like 2 in the morning, and I don't think anyone wants to see that. How cute is that? Oh, I love it. But you're going to have to come do some Mouseville quirky houses for those mices who live down in Cheddar Lane. Ooh, nice, Tracy. I've had a few people ask about us doing a summer collection, so maybe we could include, we'll have to see what we can include. That's it. Keep giving me the ideas. I'm more than welcome to have them. Right, now let's see. I'm just going to check. I've got this really cool thing that allows, oh, my side camera is still working. Wow. Let's move to the side then. Right, because it's much better for colouring. There we go. Awesome sauce. Mice go to the beach. Ah, yeah. Hi, Shona. I don't know what it is. It's something to do with, because I'm trying so that more people can get involved with the lives. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, but to do that, you need a third-party program. And for some reason, it doesn't seem to like the group. I think it's to do with, what's the word? Like, what's the word? I can't actually think. Like a privacy thing. I think like data in a group, I don't know whether it's different, so access is slightly different, so you have to see permissions and things. So yeah, maybe I should start not streaming in the group in future so that you're only on the Facebook page or the YouTube channel. That could be it. Right, I have to remember not to do that because you can't see much if I do that, can I? Right, so this is the whole reason I wanted this camera, and it's been refusing to work for me, but it shows it shows the colouring. You can't see ones. They could all be live in something different, like a bookcase or an apple. Ooh. Oh, Liv, yeah. Do you know, when I very first started drawing, and started doing, you know, my own sketches, some of the first sketches I did was an apple house. I think I'm going to have a vegetable house for the freebie. I've not forgotten about the freebie, guys. It's all drawn. Those of my design team have seen it. But it's just there's been so much going on with the launch that, yeah, I didn't want, to be honest, I didn't really want to be spamming the group. We've been putting that much about the live on, about the launch on, that I didn't really want to be spamming the group. So tomorrow, the freebie should go up, and also the new challenge. I can tell you what it is. The new challenge is going to be all weathers, which will be cool if you've got this, but also basically anything works because it's all weathers. So I'm starting off with my shadow colour, and there is going to be shadow underneath the snow, and there so I'm starting off with that. Okay, so that's my darkest colour. I am now going to come in with the next colour, and I'm just going to blend. So you want to work the area that's got a line. Also, what we will have coming up fairly soon, hopefully in October sometime, second half of October, is I am contemplating doing a Zoom colour along, because then that way I can see your work. So if you're having issues with your pens, or with things not looking quite right or whatever, you can actually show me on the screen, which means I will be able to give far more constructive advice instead of generic advice. So I am contemplating doing that, but if I do it, it will be a class, so I want to get you a special image, so I need to draw it. Doing that on my holiday, lots of drawing. So now I'm bringing in the next colour. Yeah, so I actually drew 2 apple houses. I drew a cute one, and I drew a steampunk one with barbed wire around it and all sorts. And I did a pear. The pear is quite cool because it had a circular staircase coming around the outside of it. So yeah, I have drawings I could adapt if we would like to see little Mies houses. There you go. I was just saying earlier today that I've got a really busy month coming. So basically I'm going away on holiday, and then after that, I've got to prep for going to TV Land, and then after that I've nothing. Like there will be no more like craft releases. I'll put that. You'd love to do a Zoom class. Excellent. Well, I'm going to do one. They're not going to be. They will be paid, unfortunately, just because of the whole needing to pay for the technology and all that sort of stuff. But I will keep it nice and low. I'm thinking round about £10 to £15. And it'll probably be at least 3 hours of a class. So I don't think that's too bad. Now, I'm just going to point out that looks horrific. Okay, so if it's not right, it's not the end. That doesn't mean it's gone wrong. It just means that we've got to work on our blending a little bit. Fruit houses for the Mises sounds great. Yeah, I could just do fruit houses and yeah. So I'm actually looking forward to... I've been reading... Has anyone read The Artist's Way? I've been reading it. It's very good. And it talks about having an artist date. Which is time to kind of just, develop your art and spend time having fun and let the creativity in. And I was just thinking about when I went to Edinburgh, I felt so inspired by it. And I started thinking about this, nearly every range that I have ever brought out, I started with a sketch that I did on holiday or on a day out. I very rarely just sit down and design and think, right, I've got to design something. Inspiration sort of strikes when you're relaxed and stuff like that. So I am needing to take a bit of time after I've done all the stuff that I need to just take a bit of time to relax. And yeah, we did have fun with the DT thing. The thing is, I did it and I had great plans, but I wanted, that stuff, it should be done rather than perfect. And I think I've fallen into that trap. I really wanted the setup that I've got now. But we've got the setup and I've even got the side camera working, which I think for a colouring class is probably very important. Now I just have to work out how to do it all on Zoom. Right. So, yeah, well, once I've drawn the image, I will get the details together. So we've got that there. So let me know when you get bored with colouring, because I do have one that's finished. It's not this particular design, but I can finish it and share it in the group later. So I'm just going to do the same, get the darker colour and come round. And get the edges. Now, what I can see in my camera in real life looks amazing. It doesn't look quite as good at this what you're seeing, just because the lights are quite high. So I will, once we're back to the overhead camera, I'll be able to hold it closer and show you what I mean. You find colouring very relaxing and therapeutic. I do too. I spend hours colouring. I want to bring out some colouring books. See, I've got so many ideas in my head. I have at least 3 ideas for colouring books in my head. My idea was I was going to release them all around about October so they'd make great presents and things, but I've never actually... That's never going to happen. So no way I'm going to draw all that in time. But I'm hoping that something else that I'm working on may be ready. It was meant to be ready in March. Yeah. Right, let's get some colours. I'm trying to see what I've got floating about here. Oh, I want my 4s, I think. 4, 2. Just trying to find them because they all look the same. Those are W's. There we go. 4, 3. Right, so we'll get the little mushroom coloured in. Is the angle working for everybody, by the way? Does this work, or would you... I can switch it about so that we do different ones. I should have a 4, 5 somewhere. Probably rolled onto the floor or something. Never mind, we'll work with what we've got. The mice could use a toadstool. Tot's house. Oh yes, I do actually have... I've got a whole toadstool idea as well. See, I do have some ideas. I have a sort of toadstool house idea. that I was actually going to release this year. See, I get ideas, and sometimes I also have another one that I've drawn, and I took inspiration from Dawn's little lady, and I drew it and everything, and I've not released that. Now, I've just realised I'm going to show you I've made a mistake. But it's all okay. So here, see that? Because I hadn't masked the bottom, the parcel is sort of showing from underneath the snow. It shouldn't really show. So that's fine. That is where we stick our sentiment, or we find something. So if you find that you've done that, don't kind of sit there and think, oh no, and undo all the work that you've done. That's fine. We'll work with it. So I would either maybe get some gesso out and paint over that and get some sparkly paste down there for the snow. So we put a whole lot of glitter down there so that we don't see it anymore. Or as I said, that's where your sentiment can go. So don't panic if they are little mistakes. They are not mistakes. They are creative opportunities. To clarify, that's alcohol-friendly colouring books. I don't know that I could do alcohol-friendly, just purely in that the way I would need to do them if I was going to do them would be to do the print on demand. So now, like I've done the notebooks, so that's Amazon KDP print on demand. So you're kind of stuck with the paper that they choose. But what I would do if I did them is I would make a version that I would release on Amazon KDP so that you could have it as a book, and I would put a digital version together, so then that way you could print them off onto whatever paper you wanted them to be printed onto. The reason I want to do a colouring book is because when I'm designing stamps, I love this. I love this, building a whole scene, and I would love to draw like this and have it all in a scene and have little twiddly bits and stuff like that. But I design with crafters in mind, so I end up sort of moving away a lot of the detail and pulling elements apart so that you have the ability to be creative and do it the way you want to do it. And so that's why I'm quite tempted by doing a colouring book, because then I can actually just draw away and have all the twiddly bits in it, and it sort of suits what it's going to be. If I was to do that with a stamp, the stamps would very much be a one-use stamp, and that's no good to anybody. Okay. So now we've coloured the little mushroom in. Like so. Okay. So that is that. Do you want to see more colouring, or shall we move on to a next bit and I'll show you this all finished? Because I do have one prepped, it's just a different picture. I don't think you could ever accommodate the right paper for everyone. Yeah, it's just, that's the thing. I would want to use watercolours and different things on it. There's different things you can do to colouring paper. You can use like an incredibly fine, thin gesso that's clear, which would help take your papers and stuff. And if I was to do it, I would only print a colouring image on one side of the paper, so that if it would allow for bleed through and stuff like that. But yeah, do we want to see more colouring, or shall I move on to the finished thing and we'll look at other techniques? I'm just going to, until I get an answer, I'm just going to start. So this is, let's move you back to an overhead shot for the minute. Okay, so you can see there the colouring looks a lot better with a different light, although I've kind of lost the shading of it. You want me to keep colouring? Okay, that's fine. To be honest, I'm just going to see if I can just turn this light down a bit, because it's not, there we go. Can you see that there is actually more, oh, got a hair on my desk. there is more shading there than it shows. Right, well, colour a little bit up. I'm not, I say, I don't want to do it all. Right, now here's the way I can illustrate the difference. So we have been colouring to the side, and now I'm colouring overhead. Which is the best view for seeing? It's good, because the thing is, I've got this whole fancy setup to try and make things more enjoyable for people watching. So it needs to be what you guys enjoy, not what I enjoy. So which is better? I'm interested to know. I'm going quiet now. Right, so we'll colour a bit of this. I've just realised that I have left the spots, the side. See? That is, thank you for letting me know that. My husband didn't get it when I kept saying, but I want a camera right here because you have to be able to see the nib of the pen. And he's like, what? I don't get it. And I'm like, no, it's important. Right, so let's get a pale colour in here. Right, and I'm going to talk about colour in the snow because there can be a temptation to just leave as is, but that is just going to look far too stark. So it's really good to put a little bit of colour into your snow. I'm even going to put a bit of this colour in this dodgy bit, even though we will cover it up later. We will cover that with sparkle. We will make it work. Right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of blue because there would be a blue sky. So white is reflective. So it's going to have the colours that are surrounding it. So you want to put your shadows in. And let me see, we want a very pale. I seem to have all my pens are on my desk ready for me to use, and I seem to have lost half of them. Oh, there's one. Right, so I'm just going to put a very pale pink in as well, and I would, oh, right, make sure that I'm actually on screen. See, now there's not much showing up on the screen, but honestly, I promise you it does make a difference. What I might do is go to overhead again so that you can see the colours. And you can just see that it's good to have. You can see the different shadows there. So it does make a difference having a little bit of colour in your snow. So we would do the same with the snowball. I'm going to go in with the pale blue. In with a little bit of pink. That's the wrong pen, but never mind. In with a little bit of pink. Not yellow though. Well, I did put yellow on a previous make, but yeah, don't eat yellow snow. As long as it's like not rancid yellow, but just like reflective of the what's going on around it. Let's give the little bit inside the post box a bit of depth as well. Okay. Make sure I can see it. Just move you closer so that you can see what we are doing. So glad my side camera's fixed. One of the things I wanted the most with my new setup, and we had it and it was great, and then for some reason everything we have tried, and my husband's fixed it so many times, and then as soon as I go to go live it disappeared again. So I'm like, yeah, PP sorbet. I've not heard it called that before. That's ace. Okay. we go. So we would just keep going with that. Right, let me put you back over and keep going. I will colour it all in and then you can, so that you see it finished. But here is one that I did earlier. So we've got a slightly different scene, but I deliberately didn't want to do the same scene again because, you know, that would just be boring. So this one we've got the little mouse there, and then we've got the one with the, and then that one we've just got more bunched together, and this one coming in here. But I will colour that to my heart's content and put it in the group at some later date. Now I've just created a little bit of a border. The thing is to remember, because I'm a bit disappointed this hasn't come out as strong as I would have liked. Where have I just put my thingy bob? But I am working on paper that is suitable for alcohol markers. So in order to do that, it's got a very different surface and consistency to paper that you would use for your water reactive products, which is what a distress ink is. So you're not going to get the same effect. So I'll pull this back in. So all I've done is just taken a little bit of blue distress ink. Now you could colour all the sky with your alcohol markers as well. I have done that before, but that's very time consuming, and I just thought I would just get a little bit of blue shading. But as I said, you just have to be aware that you are not going to get perfection by doing blue shading with a water reactive product onto paper that has been designed for your alcohol markers. You would need to use a mixed media card, and I do have some lovely mixed media cards. I just prefer, when I'm doing, like, you know, sustained colouring, to be using a card that is really good with alcohol markers. So I would do that, and then I would get a get your black marker and just run the edge round. Like so. Right, and then we end up with something like this. So I will, as I said, we will fix this. What I will do is put some glitter on that. So when you see the finished version in the group, that will be covered. We will put some sort of texture paste or something on that. So we just need a little sentiment. So let's have a little look at what we have. We have got, what about special delivery? I think it kind of suits what we've got going on here. And then you can either put that onto a card, or you can put it onto in a journal page. Whatever you prefer. Some bits I've been stamping out earlier and then left it on the floor and wheeled my chair over it. Because, you know, that's what happens when you're a messy crafter. Actually, I've got a lot more tidy, but, you know, still lots to work on. Well, you guys have been busy, because I've just had a wee message from Restream saying that there's been 100 messages in the chat. So thank you everyone for keeping me company and blethering away. That's awesome. You now do a lot of edging and doodling after watching my channel, and oh yay, it's the best, even if I say so myself. I think it just really brings everything together. It helps to draw your eye in. It's science, actually. Has anyone ever watched I can't remember. There was a program my daughter watched while she was really little. It was about the brain. But yeah, a lot of these tips and tricks, especially when it comes to art, is just to do with how the brain works. And basically, if that didn't have the frame, your eye would be looking at everything. It'd be looking at all the table and the mess and this, that and the other. But then you put a frame on it and it goes, And it's sort of like you're telling the brain where to look. So I'll just put a little special delivery. So again, I'm just going to pop that. So you see that there? It's down there. And then we'll see the difference of when you give it a black edge. It'll suddenly pop off the page like magic. And that is why I am very faffy. Colouring classes help you a lot. That's good, Sue. I'm glad. See, put that down now. And doesn't that pop out so much more? You can actually see it. Which is why I'm a little bit obsessive about always doing this. Right, so let's get this in. Now I need to decide whether I'm going to glue this into a journal, which I'm kind of tempted by, or whether I'm going to turn it into a page. We'll just leave it as is. So not a page. I could either, do you know what? I'm going to lower that down slightly. Reason being, I'm going to do the frame coming from it. Does mean I've got a bit of a dirty mark there, but we will deal with that with sparkle. So let's draw a little frame around the edge, and then we need to draw in some snow. Some snow and some sparkles, I think, to finish it off. I'm going to just pause it around that part of the image as well. And then let's get this coming in here. Oh, somebody's putting their bins out. Right. So we've got that. Oh, it's so cute. You had to jump back onto YouTube. Yeah, technology is great when it works. That's what I keep saying. I've made a complete mess. I keep just hoping that if I just improve the view. I'm going to cause a craft alarm. Oh, that keeps popping it. That's annoying me. Right, I'm just going to grab my white pen now and let's throw some dots everywhere. I don't know whether to do splatters or whether just to stick to lots of dots. I want it to make it look like it's snowing. I think the background is quite pale, so it's really hard for it to show up. But we'll put some dots in various places. And I've gone all quiet as I mesmerise myself through colouring dots. Right, let's get a little bit of... Ooh! Oh, no, I didn't expect that. Not really supposed to move that desk. I'm going to grab some of this. Maybe we might have a bit of drying time whilst I show you everything we've made over the past day. So this is a little bit of souffle. We used some this morning, so I will show you the finished thing because we had to let that dry. So I'm just going to put it on really thin, which is why I'm thinking by the time I've shown you everything that we've made and done today, we might have this looking, because especially as I've made a bit of a mess there. So this is kind of what I'm going to do with the other one. I will probably gesso it down first because this does dry clear and just leaves the sparkle. So although it looks a bit whiter now, it'll just be a sparkle later. This is not the best brush, but look, I've been doing mixed media for over a week. This is how not to look after your brushes. And they're all sat in there. So I need to go give my brushes a clean so that I've got ones that actually are usable to hand. That would be delightful. My stomach's about to rumble now, which is weird because I've had my dinner. So anyone go to Edinburgh very often? I do have a reason for asking. It's just that while I was down in Edinburgh, I went shopping to Cass Art, amazing craft shop. And whilst I was there, I was talking to the guy. You know, as you do, end up having a blether. I think it was started off with, he was like, do you want your seat? And I'm like, yeah, because obviously for me, buying art supplies goes against my business. So I'm quite lucky for that. So I was saying that, and I was like, yeah, I'm an artist, so I can, claim my art supplies. And he was saying that in their shop, they actually they let you have the space. You can use their art shop for classes. So yeah, I've taken his card and stuff like that. So I'm contemplating running a workshop, but in Edinburgh, because I'm thinking that might be more accessible to people than Inverness. Right, been to Cass Art in Glasgow, but not Edinburgh. That is this one done, but I will show you. I'm just trying to. I'm feeling stressed looking at the table. I'm surprised you guys aren't all like this. Okay, so we've now got an added bit of sparkle. We'll look at it in a few minutes. That sparkle will probably be a bit more sparkly in a bit. But there you go. That's so we've built a scene. It's so cute. I will finish the other one, and when it's all finished, I might even film myself finishing it. And then if I download what I've done today, this thing, and I might be able to edit it together as a full video on my channel. So for those of you, because I know that a lot of you have been at work and stuff like that, our first live, we did some card making. So this was the one, so this was the product that we've literally just used. So we made that, we did some smushy backgrounds, and we did that there. Then we made this little one here. Oh, and I just realised with this one, I had meant to put the little Zs coming out. So I don't know whether to add that now or whether to leave as is. And then thanks to everybody, we turned the little snowballs into cookies. So that was a suggestion that was made in it, which was cool. So that was our first live. So if you missed the first live, that's what we covered in that. So you can either watch it back. I've created a playlist on YouTube, so it's easy to find. They'll all be together back to back. And there should be an email going out with a link to it soon. Then in the second hour, we did some decorating. Now that little line was because I let the tag like that dry. So we made a matching card. So we've used our Prismacolor pencils, a bit of gesso, and then we did some repeat stamping on, this is the inside of a, when you buy wrapping paper. So we made a little bit of wrapping paper, and then we made a matching tag. So that's what we did in the second hour. I will show you some of the other things that you may have missed. So we have these cards. So these were done, the video that is Cheesy Crafts, that was this. So you can catch up on that one. And then we have, actually I've just realised there's a couple of things that I meant to mention as we were going through it. So we have, this was the tea time crafting video. So this stamp here, the little stars, and this one here, that is part of Fluffy Hugs. So that is one of the things that was on offer, and I did that deliberately. Also, you wonder who thought of the biscuit. Yes, it was Martin. Collaboration with Martin, and who was it that said that we could do it out of the circle? Yeah, so we've got the dies are on offer. Those stamps are on offer. So that's all of that. So that's a video you can catch up on if you wish. Oh, sorry, my thing just caught my microphone there, so you may find if there was a bit of a pop. I am sorry. Let me just go back on this card here. So this card here, that is the Amethyst Dreams paper pad, so that's on offer as well. Yeah, well, let's have a little look, see if we've got any sparkle left on this, and I will just, right, I'm going to rearrange the lighting and talk to you again. And also let's have a little look at, oh, sorry. Are there any cards in the background that you would like to see? You've got to dash. You're very welcome. Shall I just hang on, let's just bring them in. I'm just going to pull apart my display. Ooh. Excuse me. Random bit of live stream. It's a bit like, this is the bit like on Create and Craft when they show you all the, so I've had all of this displayed in the background, but we can take a quick look because it's just, these lives are about giving you lots of ideas for using the stamp sets. So let's just pull it all in so that you can see it properly. Love the cheese card you made. Thank you. Okay, so this is a Kate one. So again, we've got more. So I did show some of these in a live stream earlier in the week, but just so that you can see them. Thank you, Pauline. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. This is from our Sue. No, this is Sharon, sorry. And she's teamed this up with the Sherbet Fizz paper pack, which is awesome. And then this one's from Sue, which is also the Sherbet Fizz paper pack. I also hadn't realised how well the clouds, so these clouds are in the Winterbirds. And I also, in one of the lives, showed that the Winterbirds topper kit has loads of sentiments like snuggle weather, hot chocolate, which would be perfect with the mouse. So I'm going to be doing a video for that. I've got a few hot chocolate ideas that we can do. So we've got that one. We have this craft one here. That again is by our Kate. So again, look how effective. We went quite subtle in our craft colouring today, but look how the colours pop on craft card. That's awesome. This is by Shona. And oh, hang on, let me get this. Oh, there we go. So we have both the weather guys, and I love the way that she's got the sentiment as part of the border. That is really cool. I like that. Then this is from Sharon. Little stepper card, which is dead cute, and I love the fact that the stepper part looks like an envelope. That is very clever. And this is, I think this is a Sue one. So she's created background paper with all the, oh, hello. It's cat. Obviously I haven't locked the door properly because she just managed to walk right in. A cat chasing a dragonfly. Not a dragonfly, a daddy long legs. You go get it. Right, there we go. That's that one. I adore this one. Look at this. How cute is this? I would never have thought of putting it with a tumble text, but I absolutely love it. It is so cute, and I love the colours as well. So that's Sharon that's done that one. And Sharon's also done this one. So that's with the pastel petal papers. And that's another one from our Sharon. So we've just got a splodge in the background, and then she's used the funky raindrops with the hearts. And I love the contrast of colours that we've got going on there. This, Shona made this one. This one just really makes me smile. So we've got this tiny little card here. So this is using the Amethyst Dreams paper pad. And then look, surprise! I love that. It's so cute. And then we've got a little rocker. Let's see if I can, there we go, little rocker card, which is awesome. And again, the Shona's used a combination there. Again, I would never have put those papers together, but they're awesome. Of the Amethyst Dream paper pack and the Sherbet Fizz paper pack. Awesome. I know the samples are amazing, aren't they, Susan? And this is another one from Sue. I think Sue had a favourite, and it was these Sleepy Mice. So we've got that one. We then have this one here, which is Kate again, and she has built a wreath. So we've used that stamp a few times today. So let's see, and the one that we were working on. And the stamp is straight, but because photopolymer has an element of flex, she's been able to manipulate it to make a wreath, which I just think is well cool. I love this one. So there's just a really bit of simple stenciling, a little bit of stamping with a coloured ink, and then the little Sleepy Mouse. This is one of my favourites as well. I adore this. I just love the fact it feels autumnal, and it's like pumpkin spice latte. Gorgeous. And then I love the texture paste as well. That is just awesome. I know they're stunning, aren't they, Sheila? Thank you. I'm glad you like the mouse. So this is another one by Sharon. So we have got the little mouse, the little looking up mouse. And yeah, I love the hearts in the background. So I love looking at what the DT do, because it's amazing. Another one by Shona. I have to say, as soon as I saw that, I absolutely love the paper piece mug. I now have to go back and make a whole set with the paper piece mug, and I need to use the dies to make a whole tea set. I need a whole tea set like this. So I'm just going to close. Sorry, the cat let herself in, and now I'm getting a big draft. We have some cheese. So when I made my little cheesy cards, I got inspiration from this one and from one that our Jan made. So that is so cute. Love that. And again, I would not have pulled the Sherbet Fizz paper pad out if it had not been for the team. But how cool does that look? And also, what is the drink? Whatever that drink is, I want it. I want a hot pink hot chocolate. Whatever flavour that is, it sounds divine. Awesome. And then also a little bit of texture has been added into the cup from one of the small stamps, which is fabulous. And then finally, I have this one by Kate, which is really fun. We've got our rainbow stencil. I think we still have 2 or 3 of those in stock left. And the 2 little guys there. So I have one more project that I have filmed and still needs edited. I will give you a quick sneak peek at that because this is also on offer. So this is the Bobbin House kit, and then that sort of, when it's against a table, that sort of leans out from it. So the video for this will be coming this week, but again, we've got the mouse sort of climbing up the ladder, and then I've got the little mouse sleeping in the background there. But how cool would that be for a table decoration or something in the winter? So I thought that was really cool, and I thought it went really well with the mice. So that particular bobbin kit is on offer as well, and the video for that will be coming this week. It will be coming sometime this week. It will depend when I get it edited as to when that goes up. So that is it. Thank you ever so much for everything. Honestly, I wouldn't be here without you guys, so really, really appreciate your support, and thank you ever so much. There won't be a live next week because I am going to be on holiday celebrating the 50th anniversary of my in-laws, so I won't be away that week, but I already have my plan for the following week. So we're going to be using the Woodland Tots, and we are going to be looking at creating 4 seasons out of the one set. So trying to show how you can get the most out of your stamp sets. That yeah, we can buy winter theme stamp sets, but we could also make the stamp sets that we have suit for different seasons. So that is what we are going to do a week on Monday, and I will send you the link for that. Thank you very much. I'm sure I will have a good break. I will see you. I will be in the group tomorrow with your freebie and with the challenge. But yeah, I will see you soon. I'm now off to go and have a cup of tea before I tidy up all of this devastation that I've